result. Scrapbook. That's me. Baby wings. Actually. Alright, here's the pencil. Baby wings. Housemate best friend. Academy training. The war. The angels versus the devils. An old fight was rekindled. It was the worst thing ever. The research about the war. If you look closely, like all of this. It's like you can tell on the edges, especially there's just stamped. But here, this was actually like fake. This is actual research I wrote down, and then the thought I started researching on the long hatred between heaven and hell. There wasn't much of a good reason, nonetheless, for the war going on. Forbidden love, because cheesy love cliches. Talking about how the revolution started, the aftermath of it all. I feel like in case you're wondering about the story behind this, it was an old roleplay me and my boyfriend did. It was a Heaven and Hell RP, and the goal, of course, from the beginning was to have, love and the revolution, whatever. However, we intended it to basically be, instead of me and him together, me and in the actual roleplay, this would have been Carcat, and this would have been Airden from Homestuck. In the original roleplay, I and Carcat were to get together, and he and Airden were to get together. Although for this, I decided to change it because it's more of an original storyline, and they're not really mentioned too much besides Airden being the best friend in this. The only reason why I didn't color it is because I'm lazy. It's due tomorrow. I'm hungry. I want to eat. And I already basically overdid it. But I do have the colored from the color pencil over some gesso. It's not perfect. Paint swatches. Whatever, but I think it's kind of cute. Actually, you know what? Do I have silver anywhere? No, but I have gold. I'll do this a little bit of gold. The angel side. I don't know what hell would have generally have a color besides, red for the flames of hell. Oh, it's a little shiny. Add some interest, some contrast. Just taking it out of the tube right here. And yeah, this is a fun mixed media project to do. Stressful, because I was preoccupied with this and other stuff a little bit. But this is only my first, project of the year. And I'm looking forward to other stuff, especially for actually art. This is just language art. The original thing was just to do an archetype, and I chose hero. And where'd the cap to this go? I chose hero, hence, the revolution, everything happening. There's also this kind of underlying message of not to judge and not to discriminate, and also kind of research your facts a little, because you don't want to start war of, because of death and whatnot without any real reason. And even still, you should try and solve it peacefully instead of killing and whatnot. But whatever, I think I'll add a little bit of red. And then sparks and whatnot things. Hell. And yes, I did choose Heaven and Hell, and yes, this is technically, although maybe not the greatest subject for school, hell is an allowed word. I think only in the context of the place, and even still religion isn't really talked about. And that's why I'm doing this, and I'm atheist myself and all, but it's supposed to give a different perspective of how we don't really know all that much. Not to mention, what's good to somebody is bad to another. But don't take it personally if you believe one thing or the other. This is just my idea for an AU. But, yeah. Well, I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. Check out my other art videos, because I do art and stuff. I know I don't have a camera and I'm filming on an iPod, but I'd really appreciate it if you check it out a little bit. Cool. Cool. Here's the final walkthrough. One more last look. That's me! My housemate and best friend. Academy trading log. I didn't quite know why we were trading in common at first, but then I realized we would be fighting in the war. An old fight, you know, la da da da. In case you're wondering what the background says, this one's about how, in timeline, heaven and hell are being a bit overcrowded with all the new souls and whatnot. And so they kept pushing on borders and territory, trying to find it. Over here mentions how there wasn't exactly a heaven or hell at first, it was all just an afterlife. That was like before even humans were there, souls. And then there's no choice. And then on the bottom was, there's no choice, innocent people go to hell, horrible people go to heaven. Sort of proving the worthlessness of being discriminative against each other. Forbidden love trope, because in the story we fell and hit a cloud, and because both the angels and the demons that fell were hurt, they had no choice but to kind of like not fight each other, and they talked, and you know, stuff happened, blah blah blah, and afterwards revolution. Afterwards it's A-okay. I'll put credits and what took class I'm in, but I'm not gonna mention it now. Hope you enjoyed watching. See you later.